his Facebook page as well. So feel free to share from there if you want.
Okay, wait. We're just gonna do some housekeeping, right? So we're gonna share and everything, and are we live yet? We're live.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. We're live already. Let me just do some sharing. Be right back. Cool.
Okay.
We're live already. Let me just do some sharing. Be right back.
We all good? Oh, look. We already got our first comment.
Adrian says hi.
Hi, Adrian.
Hi. Nice.
Hi, Adrian.
Let's go. Okay, I'm done sharing. Are we all ready?
Yeah, let's get started.
Yeah, so let's get started. Yeah, guys. So thanks for coming back live today with us. So I got some of my friends together to discuss how COVID-19 has affected their income and their industry, and what are they doing to kind of transform and ride this wave and come out stronger. All right, so everyone comes from a different sector and they all have interesting stories to bring to you. So all my very good friends, but do you guys want to kind of start introducing yourself? Shall we start with Joel?
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Joel in Malaysia, working for a restaurant called Sitka in Plaza Bata in Damansara. I'm a chef. So before all this started, just a busy restaurant, running a business, who knows. When this started, we actually kind of wanted to go into the takeaway and delivery route. We actually did it for a week, and turns out it pretty much didn't work out for us, especially because the area that we were around was quite a hotspot. Especially there was a nearby case, a positive case that was detected just nearby, just behind our outlet. So we decided to stop all deliveries and takeaways for the safety of ourselves and the staff, and also the people that are eating our food. It was a really tough choice. In that sense, in that vein, we did close the restaurant, but at the same time, we're also doing a charity fund right now where we're actually using our kitchen expertise and also using the kitchens that we have to cook and to deliver out to the less fortunate. So in that sense, I think, I don't know, we've been trying to figure out if this whole thing will actually last longer than it should. We are still trying to go about if the entire F&B scene should actually change their models into delivery and takeaways. But with that being said, I don't think all restaurants fit into that kind of model or can fit into that kind of model. Most foods that we do are not catered to be taken away.
Indirectly, he's saying we do fine dining.
Okay,
we tak fine already.
Well, I mean, but if you really think about it, there is one restaurant in Malaysia, a fine dining restaurant in Malaysia, the best restaurant in Malaysia, supposedly. They're actually doing takeaways. Cook at home, be a chef in your own home. You order from us the dishes, we'll send it to your house, but you cook it at yourself. So that's one way to approach it, but personally for me, I don't think it's a right approach. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I think we'll have a chance to talk about that afterwards.
Yeah, we have a chance to talk about it. So yeah, right now that's the challenge F&B is facing, whether to go through the delivery or takeaway route. Definitely no dine-ins right now. That's our only option, as you can see. Personally, for me, managing my finances, I'm considered unemployed. I still have a job though, but I just not paid for the entire season that we're closed.
We'll definitely talk about that in a while. I think a lot of people are very concerned, but let's go one round to get everyone to introduce warm up first, and then we go into some subject topic. Okay?
Cool.
Yeah. Jamie, you want to talk a little bit about yourself? What do you do? And pre-COVID, post-COVID? You're mute. You're mute. You're mute.
Okay, while we figure that out, how about you, Daryl? Do you mind jumping in first?
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Daryl. I'm currently a flight attendant. But maybe I just want to share, like, prior to this, I was a photographer. So maybe if there are any queries, it can go both ways. I'll do my best to share what I can share. I think maybe I speak in general terms, like how I see my other colleagues or friends who are in a similar industry. I think it can be it's a uncertain time, I think. And we realized how volatile it was, because when it first came out, everybody was we kind of, we were all hopeful for how it would turn out to be, and we would like, yeah, it'll go away. But then you slowly see the news, you slowly see developments, and then it's a bit surreal, if you ask me. It's a bit surreal how fast things progress. I mean, if we look at the news and then we see what's happening around us, there are some people who are worried, because compared to nurses, the risks are very different as well. But I see some of them as frontline workers as well. How they have to. I mean, there are certain things that they cannot control. They can't control who the packs that's going on board, because some things are controlled via other entities as well. So some of them feel like they might have been, like they are part of the frontline workers. For me, I do see them as that as well. I mean, not because I'm inside the industry. Very volatile, I think, as you all can see. A lot of things have changed. I'll share more later. If you have anything else that you can ask, I'll see how else I can share. It's been tough, but we're all hopeful.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Yes,
No,
Jimmy, you're back. Is your setup working? No. It's okay. It's okay. You figure that out first. Yeah, I can introduce for you. Anyway, while Jamie is trying to figure it out herself, and her setup. So she's a fitness trainer. She's been doing it for 3 years and very successful, doing very well in her field. But of course, given the current COVID situation, her gym has closed. Like every other gym, like alamak, now you can only go back to the fitness corner, right? So no more gym, and so she has switched to kind of take on YouTube for this period of time, to run a YouTube channel around fitness, to kind of propagate herself. And I'll let her share more about that later on, after she sort out her technical issues. Okay, so I think we can talk a little bit about, while she's setting up, yeah. So the rest of us, I think we can talk a little bit about how this pandemic, this COVID thing has kind of redefined what you are doing. Like prior, like Joel, you're a chef, and then given the whole situation, your supply chain is distorted, your customers are not coming in, and I mean, so what are you guys doing, and how do you see yourself kind of redefining your work?
Redefining our work, I guess, for the food industry, that's a very tough challenge to face right now. Many places literally upend their entire operations and either choose to go into delivery and takeaways, or spend their time doing charity work, or closing down. So these are probably our only 3 choices right now that we have. And I don't see it as for our restaurant, it wasn't a financially viable thing to run the restaurant itself, because it's added risk of contaminating your staff and cross-contaminating your customers as well. Will probably hurt your reputation as a restaurant if any of your customers who ordered takeaway or delivery actually got it from the restaurant. If it was actually traced back to the restaurant, it would probably scar the reputation of the restaurant and the brand itself. So there was a risk that we didn't want to take. We didn't want to take the risk of infecting or spreading it to our staff as well, and then bring it back to their families. We didn't also probably financially it didn't work really well. So I think right now our option was to close the restaurant and focus on charity.
Fair. So, if in that case, has that affected your income? Like, have you
Yeah, definitely
taken
affected
that
it.
kind of hit? Okay.
Yeah, so restaurant is basically everyone's on unpaid leave for the meantime. We're all volunteering our services to do charity, and I think right now we are just focused on keeping the team together, keeping morale high, and just making sure that everyone stays sane in this time.
So I actually have a question, primarily more for just what's happening with the restaurants as a whole.
Yeah.
So with the whole COVID thing, I mean, I've ordered some food from Grab before, and it came with a little piece of paper that said like it took like the temperature of every single person, and
Yeah.
it was signed off. Is that actually a
Mhm.
requirement, or is that it just so happened to be that one restaurant?
I don't think it's a requirement. I think it's just an extra step that they took to. I mean, how many restaurants actually have thermometers for humans, not for food? Unless you have a laser thermometer, which is really expensive, not many restaurants would have that. Unless they use a food thermometer to put it in someone, which is also probably not the cleanest or safest thing to do. And these kind of things is really something. It's not an obligation for restaurants to do. It's just an extra step, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so since the whole COVID thing started, were there specific instructions from the government on how they're asking like restaurants to operate, or has it kind of been, haven't really communicated in any fashion?
Well, the only communication we actually got from our government was through the news, right? So there wasn't any direct communication to any of our businesses. So it's really general, as in you can't be serving dine-in customers. You can only do takeout and deliveries. And currently, I think your operating hours can only be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. For takeaways and deliveries. So those are the very general rules about it. Actually, our government, we are actually quite disappointed with the way they're handling it in terms of the F&B industry. There wasn't any guidelines as to how we should contain this whole thing through the F&B industry. The steps that we can take to sanitize, or to pass along with Grab drivers. There wasn't literally no guideline, no help, no backing whatsoever. We literally, everyone had to be taking their own initiative into doing things for themselves and to take the necessary steps to safeguard themselves. So that was quite tough.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
unfortunate to hear.
Yeah, but
very
I
unfortunate.
want to clarify that there are two governments here. Yeah, so the three of us, myself, Jamie, Daryl, we are from Singapore. So sometimes we talk about the government. You must know which government is which government. Yeah, so CS and JK currently are in Malaysia, so they are talking about the Malaysian government. Okay, either way, we will clarify. Yes. Anyway, want to check with Jamie? Is your setup good?
No.
No, Guanima.
No, it's not
Oh,
working.
still not working. Try without earpiece. Shall we try without earpiece? It's okay. Meanwhile, while you are trying, we move to Daryl first. Yeah. So, how has let's talk a little. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to some people in the comments. So, Liu, Yen, how do I pronounce the name? Miss Liu.
Liu Yan Lian.
Yu Yan Lian. So she said great session. So yeah, so let's continue to have a great session. Okay, while Jamie is trying to sort herself out. So Daryl, yes. Talk a little bit about how has like COVID and this whole pandemic thing kind of redefined your work.
Okay, how it is redefine my work or myself? What I do on my work. Tricky actually, because there are certain things without being able to fly, there are a lot of restrictions that we have. I think when flights were cancelled at first, a lot of us, or at least for myself, I thought it would be a good time to maybe catch up with friends, loved ones. That was before it blew up. And then after that, I got to take back this thought because the social distancing had to be in place. So you can't do that anymore. You cannot say that, okay, I'm going to use this time to catch up with loved ones. Previously, time wasn't always on our side. We had good times when we are outside. We get to see the world, yes. But sometimes it was because of that, it's harder to find time to spend with your family or with people that you normally would spend if you weren't flying. So now it's also a bit hard. So we improvise. We find ways to what do you call it? To rekindle old flame. Now we play games that we used to play like 10 years ago online. Small little things. Unfortunately, not everybody plays it. So there's only like a small group of people that can adhere to such things. There are a lot of things. This time also puts us in a position to actually think about what we want to do. I see not just myself, my close friends. A lot of us suddenly start to do small little things like cooking. Suddenly we all want to learn how to bake. Suddenly we want to be more self-sustainable. It's one big
cooking
cycle.
not small, Cooking not small,
Exactly. So you see, so we thought we want to try something small. We see the ingredients like, hey, this is going to be simple. But no, okay, there's a lot of things you got to prepare. Sometimes you got to prepare a lot of things. And people don't see what happens after that. You got to prep your ingredients and then you got to prepare them. And it's a bit like alchemy. You got to, there's a technique involved. No matter how simple it is, there's a technique involved. There are calculations. Some people, they go with precise methods. Some people, they go with aggravation, but it's, if you ask me, it's controlled alchemy. So there are a lot of things we do. We pick up small little things like cooking. Some of my friends, they started reading a lot more. There's no head and no tail because income is affected. There are things we can do, cannot do. Personally, one thing that there's a big change is I toned down my drinking and my smoking. There's less hanging out already, and I start to realize there are certain habits that I have. It's only because it's social. And it's strange because I don't feel the need to want to drink, even though I do quite a bit of social drinking last time. It makes me realize that actually, sometimes we've been spending a little bit more than we should. So small little redefining changes, yes, there is. But then also you start to realize that you miss a lot of things. Sometimes we don't understand why you want to get out of the house until you stay in the house for too long. Sometimes we just want fresh air. So I really don't know where to go with this, how we redefine ourselves. But I think it's a good thing in a way. This isolation period that a lot of us are going through right now is a good chance to really just, restart small little things in our life. And I mean, it's not a good thing that this COVID situation happened. But if you can use it to really, try to find ways to change or tweak some habits, I think now is a good time. It's a very good time.
Daryl, I think I was told earlier that before you became an air steward, you were a photographer, right?
Yes, correct. I was in the industry.
Is that something you're revisiting right now, or are you just not interested in going back down that path?
No, I'm not heading back there as a professional. I still practice it as a hobby once in a while. If I can embark on small projects, personal projects, I do that. But not on a professional level. I might not have the energy to do so. I can't partake in it right now. Not at the moment, at least. And
yeah. Okay.
Correct.
And are we gonna give Jamie one more try? No.
No.
We were perfectly fine.
Maybe she should just go over to Reggie's place.
She's staying in Bukit Batok.
The session is 1 hour, right? So now it's 20 minutes inside. We got 40 minutes.
It's okay. We will extend the session.
On call.
Okay. Yeah, I think Jamie, maybe you wanna kind of retry another setup. And
it was working before, so I don't know what happened.
It's okay. Technical issues always happen, so that's fine. But yeah, It's pretty cool. So then I'm pretty sure everyone's finances have been affected, right? So I mean, at least at the income level. So income being affected, how have you kind of made some adjustments to your life, or how are you kind of managing through this financial, kind of challenge at this point in time? Anyone wants to talk about it first?
Daryl?
Me, have been. It's easier to say no now. It's easier to say no. Last time, for me at least, if once you put aside the savings already, and it's easier to say that, hey, you know what, let's go out.
Can you?
Somebody is like, hey, yeah, can hear you loud and clear. Welcome back, yay.
Oh, yeah.
Reggie's so excited.
Yeah, 20 more Poppy. Okay, very good. Yes.
You're too
So-
reliant on technology already.
Yeah. Wait. It's okay. Wait. So Daryl, we'll get back to you. Let's kind of let me catch up a little bit. Just kind of share with us what you're doing and how has COVID affected you. And yeah, Jamie.
So I was a personal trainer and I still am, just that I cannot go to the gym now. So how I redefine, I put myself on YouTube and more on social media instead of like just on the gym floor. Yeah, so taking exercises that I give my clients on the gym floor, modify into body weight training, put it on YouTube, send to my clients or anyone in public generally, and see how they like my video. Yeah.
That's cool. So has your income go from like 100% to like 0% because you're not on the gym floor, or what is going on?
No, I still get paid quite minimal, but it doesn't really affect me so much because my expenditure is not that much on a day-to-day basis anyway. Yeah, so enough to cover me lah.
And for both Daryl and Jamie, like both you guys, or I remember hearing something about the Singapore government trying to step in to replace some of the missing income or the salaries and pay rate and whatnot. How is that being impacted, or is that helping you guys in any sort of way, or is that still, not really there yet?
I think for some of my colleagues or peers, yes, but for me not really because I don't meet the eligibility.
For me, yes. One of those packages that the government gave us is the temporary relief fund. So if your household income has a GDP of I think, if it hits a certain requirement, and if you can prove to them that you're facing a loss in income, how many percent, and you show them your pay slips and all, then they will try to reimburse us $500 to just tide us through this period. So for me, electric, for example, if I'm not going to, looking at the current rosters, if this month's roster is going to be the way it is, right, I'm looking at a 68% drop in income.
Wow.
So, yes, 68%, or slightly higher. It could go both ways. So yeah, a lot of us, we are facing that. Yeah. But I know there are people who are out there who are doing worse. So
how are you then managing this situation? Like, knowing that there is such a big decline.
Have to be very frugal. I know frugality should be practiced on a day-to-day basis. But now really going to excuse. Everything we look at, we go for even grocery shopping, so we try to find the best deals ever. What we even going to pay with? Sometimes you pay with certain things, you get certain rebates, right? Yeah, you should consider every little thing. Fruit also, you consider, by Malaysia pineapple, I buy from Sheng Siong and I buy from this one. How much is it going to be? Small little things. Whatever you can save on, we save on. It compounds, I think.
And how about you, JK? How have you managed your finances since?
I just cook. Cooking has always been my savior, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
For a
like,
restaurant
'cause
guy, you don't cook, right? It's what is going on?
it's the things you cook also, you know. It's like instead of buying instant noodles, you get dried bihun, let's say, and you make do with whatever you have. So you stretch everything. Like I said, getting flour actually is one of the best things you can actually do in these circumstances. It lasts really long. You can make bread, you can make cakes, you can make noodles, you can make literally anything with just plain flour. So it gives you a variety. It's cheap to buy. It lasts long. If you get things like, mm, let's say, a can of tuna, or no, my mom asked me like, what can I do with a piece of chicken breast that's sitting in the fridge? You know, so with this kind of freedom that I have and experience, I told her like, oh, you can make shredded chicken. You can put it in a salad. You can put it in a sandwich. You can make uh, Vietnamese rice paper rolls. You can fill it with chicken and put it some vegetables. You can try to make things fun with whatever simple ingredients that you thought was simple, but actually, when you really dig down to it, it's just that. So I kind of find like the cheapest things I can buy, and the things that I can stretch and maybe give variation to. Yeah, so I don't really go for like pork belly and whatnot, which I would definitely love. But now it's just chicken breast for me.
For all of you who don't know, right? Pork in Malaysia is very expensive.
It's very
I think
expensive.
it's on par with beef, or is it more
Yeah.
expensive than beef, right? So
Slightly cheaper than beef, lah. Not that expensive.
yeah, in
Still quite
Singapore,
expensive.
Singapore pork is like, like it's like chicken, pork, then lamb, then beef, But in Malaysia,
Yeah.
somehow pork is very high up, lah. It's tak halal, lah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah. And by the way, if like when Jamie says she's not affected, like she doesn't get that additional reimbursement by the government, right? She's indirectly saying I'm a high income earner. So I don't meet the criteria. Government throw out all these. Okay.
Singapore ni Singapore, Malaysia, everyone kena. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Freeze everything. Seriously, freeze everything. You got bread, you think it's going to expire, just freeze it. Butter,
That's a very
freeze
good.
it.
That's a very good tip. Yes,
Freeze everything.
my bread will always be frozen. And in fact, it's actually quite nice. Okay, I know some people are not advocates of microwave, but if you got stale bread, and you microwave stale bread,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Instant.
It just changes everything. It's nice.
Instant. But you have to eat it instantly. You cannot
Yeah,
let it
correct,
sit
but
for
it'll
10
become
minutes.
very
You'll
dry.
turn the wrong heart.
Correct. But that's a very good tip. Very good tip.
Yeah, I was
Freeze
gonna
bread, freeze butter, freeze everything. Except milk and cream. Do not freeze milk and cream. Anything liquid, don't freeze. It just expand and explode. So.
I was gonna say, if you don't mind, going for 5 minutes, what are the things that for people who are watching, what are some of the main things that they should be buying, because it's very versatile, and what other tips do you have for to help people get through their ingredients in a more efficient manner?
Before you fry anything, if you're going to fry anything, let's say, think through the steps. What is the cleanest thing you can fry first, like maybe shallots or anchovies, and then go to the dirtiest things like frying something with flour. So you can actually use that same oil and fry many little things instead of making it dirty and then, And if let's say you're frying shallot oil, just fry shallot oil, remove the shallots, reuse that oil to make noodles. Like, boil some noodles, throw in some shallot oil, whatever. Just keep reusing whatever you have. I said freeze your bread.
Freeze shallot oil?
Sorry?
Can you also freeze the oil?
Oil you don't need to freeze. Oil is oil, Yeah. You don't need to freeze
you're not
oil.
the one cooking at home.
No, definitely not.
Clearly it's not, What else? Definitely get some flour.
Yeah. You say?
Yeah, root vegetables. Yeah, root vegetables keep really long. If you can, if you have, let's say, you find yourself with vegetables that are dying, just throw them all in a pot of stock water, boil them, and then you can freeze them. You can use that stock water to make your soups next time. You can even with chicken bones, you can make stock with them. You can whatever, like seriously, anything that's going to spoil, you think, just throw them in a pot of water and boil.
Dang, that's like a household tip, man. Like we just had
Yeah,
like
that's like life hack, bro. Life hack,
whoa,
life hack.
bro. That's like yeah, that's like a few minutes of like household discussion. So it's cool stuff. Cool stuff.
Hey, but it saves you money.
It does,
Financial.
it does. Yes. And I do freeze a lot of those things. Anyways, I just want to add, if you see something and you think it's lao hong already, right? I mean, lao hong, yeah, I don't know if you guys know what's lao hong. This means it's when soggy, just throw it in the microwave and ta-da, you can eat it again. It's just it's not about hong, it's not about the wind, it's more like the moisture content. So yes, I just want to chime into household talk. But yeah, I think other than do we want to shout out to Kairu?
Oh yeah, hi. Freeze
Uh,
everything, bro.
cool. Yes, all the restaurateurs are telling you to freeze. So, next time when you go to the restaurant, you must ask them: is this fresh or is this frozen? Oh, whoa! Not trying to.
But
stir
then
shit.
again, don't buy so many things and then try to stuff everything in the freezer. Okay, your freezer still has capacity.
Fair, yes. But I want to move into a little bit of discussion of, are you guys trying to find alternative income at this point in time? It's not all about cost cutting, right? Because the reality is, yes, you want to cost cut. That is true. But are you trying to like build alternative income sources, or are you exploring other kind of income sources to just kind of make ends, better? Anybody? Jamie, wanna share a little?
Yeah, from the start when I first joined the fitness industry, I always see myself like this company will be the last company that I will work for. Moving forward will be something on my own. And I think this is a good opportunity for me to start working on an ebook or like an online program that I can garner not just people in the gym floor, but outside, like worldwide, to use the program that has been proven effective in my clients. So I think this time of like not working per se, it gives me a lot more free time to work on this online program to market to the rest of the world. Yeah, I think that's for me.
Cool. When are you planning to launch? Do you have like idea which platform you're using? Want to share with us a little bit more where we can find you?
To be honest, I haven't really started my ebook, which now got the time. Yeah.
Yes.
And you can find me on YouTube for the moment. Like right now at this current moment.
What's your channel's name?
Jamie, just type my name, Jamie space Joy space NG, Jamie Joy Ng, and then you'll find like this thumbnail of a person like running Spartan race. That's me.
Yeah, and for those who are watching right now, it's also in the description, so you can just click on that button and you'll be there as well.
Jamie has some cool videos going all the way back. Not too bad. Jamie is a consistent YouTuber, so please support her. I don't know a lot of people who are as dedicated as her, so really.
Yeah. But she just told me that she's rebranding herself, so we're not linking the old videos.
No, it's okay. No, the testimonial stays true.
Confirm got embarrassing photo.
No, it's not embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed, but I think people who hang out with me may feel embarrassed.
Cool. Anyone else? Are you trying to?
For me personally, I don't think I have thought about getting a side income. I mean, although if I could, I would. But right now, I think the focus for me personally is more towards a charity wise. There are still a lot of people that I know, my friends and family are in the front line. They're in medical services. I was actually thinking of volunteering to help in the hospitals and stuff. But I think since the restaurant is actually doing this charity drive of preparing food and serving it, I think I serve where I'm best suited at. That's for me at this moment. Yeah.
Nice, cool stuff. And I also want to share that I got a job, but I wasn't preparing for COVID. I was just preparing for a financial market turmoil, right? So I've been living off the stock market for a few years, and I thought that the market's very overvalued. There is a lot of downward pressure, so time will be bad this year and next year. So then when someone came up to me, a good friend of mine. He was like, "Hey, because now he knows that I'm in Malaysia, so he asked me, do you want to work for my company? Head the Malaysian team." I was like, "Okay, can." We discussed, and I got a job, right? So it's shout out to all you entrepreneurs or kind of solopreneurs or whoever that kind of have been very reliant on yourself and dependent on yourself. I think it is a good time to kind of render your service elsewhere if you are facing challenges. I think it is not that bad, getting a job, right? So how I see it, job is actually just an amalgamation of work. So you do work A, B, C, D, E, and then you package together and you sell it to someone. You call that a job, right? So I think it is good for everyone to kind of consider, to see what you can do. And I do know a lot of friends who are trying to just kind of do whatever they can to make ends meet. So yeah, that's cool. Anyone else want to share a little bit more about alternative income sources?
Yeah, so I actually just before that, I just want to give a shout out to Jamie there for taking this time to actually improve, further improve herself and make progress on what she wants to do, right? I mean, it's really easy right now for everyone to kind of just sit back and relax, watch Netflix all day long, game all day long, and a lot of people are doing that, but the people who are the ones who are going to be putting the time, effort, energy into building something for themselves, whether it's a program or whether that's going through all the different free courses that are available these days, like they're the ones who are going to come out of this whole COVID situation a lot better. So kudos for you. And, for those who are also looking at doing that, like I highly suggest you just spend 3 hours a day, just test different things, explore what passions or interests that you have, and find ways of like, do I actually like this so much to the point where I can do this for 3 hours a day, maybe 4 hours a day, eventually 8 hours a day type of thing.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it speaks volume because now I'm really excited every day. I cannot go to sleep because I'm excited what content I'm going to post the next day. And I think that's quite in line with what you just said, like 3 hours a day, then 5 hours, 8 hours a day. I think, yeah, thank you for the encouraging words.
Yeah.
If anyone has any questions about any cooking tips or whatever, you can check me out.
Actually, since we're on
Just send me a
that
message, man. Yeah.
So one of the things I've heard some restaurants do in the U.S. is they ship the ingredients to whoever buys it, and then get on a live Zoom call and cook together.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about something like that?
I actually have thought about it, but I came to a conclusion as in like I don't think it's something new. It's like yes, a list of ingredients has been given to you. List of ingredients has been pre-packaged for you, and now it's delivered to you, and you actually do it online. It's actually been done in China. A friend of mine has been doing it in China already way before this COVID thing, and I think it's just the same thing as cooking at home, but really depends on the type of business that you're running. If for the restaurant that we are working, we have a brand to uphold in that sense. Just as much as we want to garner in finances and to sell and to make some money out here, is it really something that speaks to the brand itself, or is it something clashing with the brand? So that's something we had to think about as well. Although some restaurants are in really dire need for money, and they have to do it, and it's fair game. But it's still, I think maybe that's where it's heading to. Everyone just stay at home. I'll teach you how to cook online. Maybe I should start a YouTube channel too.
Do it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Now-
I think you got 5 subscribers. Just do it.
Yes.
Just sign up. No video, you also subscribe, right? So
Yeah.
Like how now you go to YouTube and then they throw in a lot of advertisements. And now one of the most common advertisements you see are the master class. So you see all the top chefs.
Masterclass.
Yes. So you could do a localized version, a regional
Maybe
version.
perhaps. Yeah.
yeah, I
Simple
saw
thing.
Yeah, Exactly. The masterclass thing, I saw RuPaul's one just moments ago. And it's like, if you want to make more money, wear a suit. I was like, what? But okay, he does have a point. You should go and check out what he said. You know, I'm not gonna talk about RuPaul here, but you know, it's quite interesting, right? Although a bit sampat lah, this person, but very interesting discussion. So yeah, that's cool. I think beyond just making income, right? Like additional income or kind of exploring different opportunities. In the whole personal finance sphere, I think at this point in time, a lot of people are also looking at investing, you know, and a lot of people are also kind of tracking their savings, right? So I'm not sure if you guys are comfortable to talk a little bit like how much have you saved up in terms of like the months that you can tide through this whole thing, you know, and are you exploring any kind of investments at this point in time? Anyone? Daryl, want to talk a little bit about it?
If meaning you say if I lose all income, how long I can last? Is it purely on savings? If I'm very frugal, I'm confident. I think I can survive at least 2 years. At least 2 years. Hopefully longer. 2 years, give or take. Some things happen. And then that's if I give up vices like drinking and all. Yes, I can survive. I can survive very cheaply. I like baked beans. I like a lot of things that people don't like. Yeah, in my freezer, I got a lot of frozen chicken breasts ready to be thawed and eaten. Pre-cooked already. But then again, income opportunities. I think actually yes. I mean, okay, I'm not as savvy as a lot of my friends, or even like professional itself. But I mean, the COVID situation is definitely a negative thing. But I understand that the market, a lot of people have been waiting for a correction. There's been long overdue. I think at least 2 years overdue ever since Trump came on board. I think when everybody expected the Feds to raise his rates, you know, people expected a lot of correction. But then don't know why. Now it didn't happen, and it happened for a different reason as well. If you ask me, actually, yes, I've been waiting for some time to actually enter the market. But now it's still a little bit tricky for me, I think. Last time I was sharing Reg, the only time I was actually involved in the markets was actually with some robo advisors. I tried OCBC's robo advisors, but I mean, if you ask me, I try to be as objective as possible. I think it's actually a good platform to try. Even though I already exited it, it's very strange how they still send me monthly reports, even though I already withdrew out. So I'm like, okay, you can continue sending me, because now I can see your stats without me actually being inside of it. And it's actually still growing, you know. No, it was a high risk basket. I actually still do recommend it. Because but only in tech lah. I was telling Reginald, the robo investing I only did it in a tech basket. So a lot of merchants, a lot of e-merchants, of course Facebook being one of them as well. They do share with you like who are the bigger losers, who are the bigger gainers, and if there's ever a proposal to rebalance, they'll let you know. I think it's not too bad. Good time to enter, definitely good time to enter. With all the online shopping now, especially everybody, cannot go out, right? Shopping online only. Don't want to save money, shop online.
Cool. I just kind of want to point out. So that was also what I thought. A lot of people would be shopping online, but the report that came out of China showed that there's only 3% increase in online sales. All right, that means people that were shopping online, they will continue to shop online, but people that don't usually shop online doesn't suddenly like just suddenly buy everything online, right? So that I'm basing off China's report, and it shows that may or may not be, because consumer kind of habits will change, but maybe not so drastically. All right, so cool. How was your experience with? Share with us a little bit more. How was your experience with like OCBC robo advisor? Like not in terms of the returns, but how did they do for you? Because nobody really talks about OCBC. Everyone's talking about smartly down stash away. So
that's right. So that was the bit of a small risk, because I was trying to find out about the OCBC's robo investing. Very little. Most of them were all like comparison articles, like from. I mean, you can search online, like who are the ones publishing about it. It was like, I think they engage their service, they sell the service. They work with this company called We Invest, I believe. We Invest. So We Invest actually runs their back end. And after months of working with them, I actually think it's still a bit even. Okay, the back end is automated, but a lot of things are actually still quite manual in the front. I noticed. Because there were times where I needed to update certain things and I thought it's all automatic. Until you realize that it's not updated until you ask them. You send a message to them, then they go and change it. So I think the automation is only like what I say, how We Invest does it for them. Customer service or even the updating of their what do you call that? The dashboard. I feel it's not so automated. But their aim is to try to keep it as simple as possible for you. So you don't need to. They try to simplify the data. They try to. They won't throw you things that you don't need. Every time when they give you what do you call it, the new balance the next month, it's all broken down very nicely, and that's something that I appreciate. And I think people who are considering it, who are feeling like they're sitting on the fence, I think it's okay to give it a try. Their replies are quite prompt. If they have any questions you can ask them. Not bad, not disappointed at all. Returns were good as well.
Cool. Can I ask, when do you exit?
Exited, I think last year about December or January, because I was thinking that a correction might happen sooner. I exited like that. Correct.
So that was peak time. Okay, for tech.
Yeah,
Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Okay, cool. Anyone else? Jamie, you want to share a little bit?
Oh, sorry. Can I just say one thing? I kind of wish I didn't exit I kind of wish I held on to it because I'm looking at the numbers now. I was like, Yeah, but no, that was just,
there should be a correction already, right, on the robo-advisor basket.
no, not really. Not so soon. But I think it's coming soon.
Okay.
But it really depends on what basket you pick. I think it depends on.
Yeah. You send me the report, okay? I will do a review on the report. They send you a report, right? Okay.
Last time,
Yeah.
Now no more. Now they do the summarize one, but they don't give me the breakdown anymore.
Okay. Let me.
I can share with you what they bought last time in the small basket.
Sure. Then we do a review kind of thing about that. Cool stuff. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, Jamie, you want to say something? Like, what are you doing with your investments or savings? How's going for you?
I'm actually very frugal in person, and just paid like one of my biggest expense. Getting married this year. Hopefully.
Marriage. Wait, is the other Daryl here? Yeah.
The other Daryl.
The other Daryl wants to say hi.
You want to say hi?
Of course.
Okay. 没有穿衣服。Okay.
有啦。
Okay. Yes.
有穿啦。
Okay. Yes. You're saying? Yeah.
We just paid our banquet and like photography, all the big expenses lah. So minus all the big expenses aside, I think if I don't have any income now, I think can survive for quite some time. Yeah.
So are you guys trying to wait before you go into investments and stuff? I'm just curious. Is there like a change of plans because of COVID-19? Like, are you guys gonna delay your wedding or something? And because we had a wedding photographer that came on the show a few days back, and he was saying that a lot of people were canceling and trying to like kind of get back their money and all those kind of stuff. So I'm just curious, what are you guys doing?
Way before the COVID episode happened, right? We actually wanted to get married in May, which is like next month. Then just somehow we just thought like we should just like postpone it to December. Yeah. So hopefully by then we don't have to delay or postpone anymore. But we have contacted all our vendors. They are willing, like postponement is possible, but just hopefully by December the wedding will still take place. Yeah.
Cool. And cool.
I'm pretty sure it will happen.
Okay, don't forget to show us. But yes, yes. And for your investments, are you doing anything with investments?
I invest in the platform thing called Swim, but I haven't put in money in the longest time. I think this is a great opportunity. Like, it's a great time to enter, if I'm not wrong. Am I right? Yes? No? I don't know.
Yes. What do you think? Is she right?
I'm quite
Must ask the Sifu over here.
I only put in money in the companies that I trust and I personally use, and like I read about the leaders lah. That's about it. But I don't like go into too much details. Like, I mean, like the income, the revenue must be more than the liabilities. That's about it that I know. Other than that, I'm just like a total no. So I don't have a lot of companies that I invest. Just less than 10, I think.
Cool. So you are picking your own stocks,
Mm.
right? Yeah. And Daryl, on the other hand, has chosen a robo advisor, which is they will do everything for you,
Yes.
right? That's kind of where it is. CS, you have something to say? You want to chime in on this? Is it a good time to buy?
I don't know. I mean, I can only speak on what I'm doing, right? And I'm just slowly and putting money in week over week, right? So, I mean, even up to this point, I'm not even 50% invested right now. So, am I taking my time, or am I going to miss something, or is it going to go down further? I don't know. I'm just going to hedge by not putting all my money in at once.
That's cool. I think we all advocate that the kind of drip idea, which is to just put a little bit, and over time you kind of compound. So, you don't want to kind of put everything at one time just because you think it's a good time. That is essentially timing the market, right? So, I think personally, I come from the stand that it's impossible to time the market. But given where the situation is now, I think there are a lot of companies that are oversold. That means if you go by the kind of DCF model or even basic PE ratios, assuming their E's don't change, that means their earnings don't get affected. It is at a very good price for a lot of these companies, right? So maybe as good as as good as how it can be since the past 5 years, right? So a lot of them are trading at a discount. You can slowly kind of see a little bit, but we just want to put it out there that we are for entertainment only. We're not advisors, so yes, don't attack us. Yeah, haters will hate, but yes, just kind of don't get into trouble with the authorities. So cool. Anything else to add, Jamie? That's about it. Okay, cool. Then Joel, are you doing anything?
Investment wise, no. The current situation from my side is just not possible to do any investing. So most of the time, I'm just focusing on sustaining myself first. It's a F&B industry in Malaysia, especially. It's not one that actually can afford you that kind of flexibility, especially with certain responsibilities that you have. And so anyways, if let's say this COVID thing actually extends and it's a year-long thing and I don't get paid, I probably just draft myself into some kind of essential service. I probably go to the hospital and volunteer or something. So never really thought about investing till now. Like still actually don't really think I should be investing with whatever I have. Day-to-day kind of thing.
Yeah. Making ringgit is quite challenging, right?
It is lah.
Yeah.
Making ringgit cooking food, that's even more challenging.
Yes. So I'm saying this because Joel did come onto the podcast and we had an interview session about how he came to Singapore and work, and making that Sing dollar open up the door to go to Denmark to do internship with Noma, and then kind of travel around this whole region just because he decided to come to Singapore to work and make that Sing dollar. So the podcast episode has been delayed because this COVID-19 thing, but yes, in due time you guys will hear our discussion. So yes, so shameless plug. Yeah. Anything else to add, CS? Anything else to add, guys?
Every single company is like blaming COVID for stuff, but you're blaming COVID for not release for a podcast being delayed.
That's new.
Okay, I just need to say because of this COVID thing, I see engagement numbers down for non-relevant topics. Right, so because the whole media is getting drowned out by COVID. So on YouTube or anywhere, you hear tons of COVID. Right, so if you post anything that's non-relevant to COVID, it just doesn't get the kind of engagement. And I'm just very niao because I spend a lot of effort trying to put in all these interviews. Right, so individual episodes it's okay, but interviews, walao, take very long to do, so I just don't want to waste it. Okay,
Yeah.
so yes, I just put my blame on COVID lah.
Have you ever been tempted to do the clickbait thingy where you will inject hot topics into your titles even though you're not really talking about it?
Reggie, don't edit my interview and say COVID this, COVID that. I tell you.
but honestly, I was very apprehensive of doing that. I didn't want to write that thing, but I realized that being in the media space, you kind of just have to write away.
Yes.
If you want to have so all the episodes, I actually
Your
had
soul,
episodes,
your soul.
yeah, fuck, I told my soul, guys, yes. So I had episodes all the way planned to like all prepared and backlogged to July. But everything has to shift back 2 months because this 2 months I'm expecting COVID to be around. So, if once I'm done with this COVID, I can essentially panggang until September. All right, content wise. So yes.
How long do you think this whole thing will last actually?
Good question. What do you guys think? Anybody has any idea?
No idea. I mean, if there's anything we learn from human history is, things really can change. But strangely, this thing really, I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm sure you guys seen, you really seen the worst of people and the best of people. I think really, really the worst of policies and the best of policies now all come into place. You really see who are the leaders and who are the weepers. You see a lot of patterns now. It's really a good time it's an audit, if you ask me. When this kind of thing comes, it's really an audit on everybody, audit on ourselves, on our society, on our governance, on our policies. And we don't have to be critical and say, okay, this works, this will work. But we sit down and then we contemplate. I think it will go a long way in that sense. But I don't think this thing will disappear anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Because there'll be a lot of ripple after that. And then the ripple is part of it also. It's hard to say, really hard to say.
Yeah, I agree. Jamie, you want to say something?
No.
Okay. You just look like you wanted
I
to
think
say
she's
something.
hungry already. Talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
food just now.
Joyce, root vegetable.
Hopefully it doesn't drag on for too long because my fiance Daryl has to be away from me for very long in camp just to prepare for the worst, and I'll miss him a lot.
So the army has been activated. The Singapore Army has been activated, or the
And
Navy.
RSA, I don't know lah. I don't know. Like he will just not be beside me, though.
Oh, okay. I get it. Okay, cannot say.
Can't really say lah.
Can't really say it. Not too sure, right?
Yeah.
You see for yourself. Watch the news.
The word I heard that because some friends I heard friends of friends who are like
Boomer.
in service as well. Some of them they have their standbys and their leaves and the offs recalled to be put in place in case it could be crowd control. I really don't know.
So this rumor is very far, right? Father, mother, sister, brother, uncle, friend, that kind, right? Okay.
No, because we see we made plans with someone, right? Then suddenly they say that, hey, I cannot my standby got recalled. Then before you say, you're like, okay bro, I don't ask, I understand things happen at a certain time. You get a brief picture So
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. So we'll not name it, but you guys see for yourself. But yeah, I think we're getting close. So I think to sum up the session, I just want to, because it's not all about finance, right? Life has other elements. So I just kind of want to hear maybe a tip from all of you to just kind of understand how are you managing your mental health. Like, are you doing something to kind of keep yourself going, or are you just kind of picking up a hobby, playing some games, or whatever it is to just kind of keep yourself, mentally healthy also? Anyone, Joe?
Hey, seriously, cooking is actually a mental exercise, daily mental exercise. You open the fridge, what do I have today? What do I feel like eating? What can I do with this? What can I do with this? Oh, I have this leftover. So it's all that exercise. That's my mental exercise every day. I just cook, or I plan my meals.
Cool. And you can just kind of share with us your meal plan, and then I will just share it on the website.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yes.
I made chocolate cake today.
from scratch, right? Not the ones that
From scratch. Yeah.
We all cheaper one. We'll go and buy the.
So there's also
but seriously, you can even do microwave cake. Like seriously, as long as you make food that is edible and safe, right? It's like do whatever you want. Right. Some people can do. There's a recipe for microwave cake, like microwave chocolate cake.
Really?
It's damn simple. Yeah, it's just egg whites,
Is there?
powder a bit, the butter,
Oh, okay. I
and
always
then pop
wondered
it in the
if there is
microwave.
a microwave series. Like, is there like a list of like microwave recipes for the lazy people?
Oh yeah,
Microwave
maybe I
soup
should think of a
I think it'll be quite
microwave sweet
cool.
potato. Yeah. Oh,
Jamie
don't
will
microwave
love
eggs though. Don't microwave eggs. Eggs
Yeah.
cannot microwave.
It'll burst, right? Trust me,
It'll
it happened to me
explode. It'll
before. It
explode.
happened to me before, so please don't try it.
Speaking from experience, is it?
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for sharing. Yes, Daryl, something from you? How are you How are you managing your mental health?
Am I mentaling? Well, I'm mentaling. I really exercise. I think I've been working out a little bit more. Less drinking. Exercise is important. It's important to really get some movement, I think. And if you can't go to the gym, I realize there's a lot of alternatives. I'm not a gym person, but I realize what I've been doing around is actually quite gymish in a way. So what I like to do is I like to
Jimish.
yeah, it's damn strange. I like to climb stairs. So I do a lot of set climbing in my house over there. And I reach the top, you have this, you got this ladder over there with some I don't know, some grilling over there. I'll do pull-ups over there. Now I'll repeat everything again. I spend like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and it's a very good workout. Don't need a gym. No need to mingle around with people. Find anything you can do lah. Some people they use this time to go and Singapore, we can't really go out after the 7th. Now is a good time to really go and visit your MacRitchie, go and visit your treetop walk, get as much fresh air as you can. Moving is very important, I think, for mental health. Very, very important. You can play all the games you want to play. You can drink all you want. Oh, I just tell you, nothing beats a good workout. Man.
Cool. Yes, the fitness trainer has a lot to say about that.
say about what?
Like nothing beats a good workout.
I think Daryl took her tagline.
Sorry. And maybe that's why cooking is therapeutic for him, because cooking can be quite laborious, from what I understand.
It is. It keeps your body active. You stand the whole day, you just keep moving, your mind keep moving. Yeah.
And you know what?
Actually, think about it. All three of our jobs actually are very physical.
It is very physical. It is very
Yeah.
physical.
You can't catch physical people, man. You just die. You can catch Reggie for 2 weeks, it's fine.
Okay, I've been trying very hard to get out. But yes. Any last things to share, JB?
Stay positive.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I think that's
I'm not intended. Have fun, have fun with your life. You have 1 month off. Just do the things that you have been put aside for a long time. Clean your house lah. It's quite therapeutic.
Yes, it is. I double down on that. I cleaned my house and it really, made living at home much more pleasant. So yes, thank you guys for sharing your points.
Your house must be filthy, Reggie.
You can come out and clean for me, okay? But anyway, yes. Yeah. Any last things to share, Chang?
No, thank you all so much for sharing so much great insights. I felt like the whole conversation about like just use of food was probably the most insightful for me today. So thank you so much for sharing all that. I don't know if I'll ever take action on it, but at least I know.
Just call me.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks all of
Thank
you for
you.
watching. Shout out to Ian and who's that bad face gory feet whatever. Thanks for commenting. Yeah. So cool stuff. Love you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Who do we have tomorrow?
Tomorrow we should actually have someone coming in from dialing in from New Zealand. So that'll be fun.
We're going global, guys. We're going global.
Global, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So see you guys around. Stay safe, have fun, explore different things, and this thing will end. So take this time to ride and come back stronger. See ya. Bye.
Thank you everybody for having us.
Okay.